We are live on a damn Wednesday night. How is everybody doing tonight? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off. I think we're going to start off with some NFL news, and then we're going to work ourselves around everything we need to talk about here tonight on a damn Wednesday. So, biggest stuff from the NFL is Ben Roethlisberger on his podcast said that he thinks it might be best for maybe Mike Tomlin and the Steelers to move on. He was talking maybe about Penn State being a good place for Mike Tomlin to leave. I don't know, and it makes you wonder if Ben Roethlisberger is saying this. That maybe the Rooneys, the owners, ask him to say this. I don't know. Maybe they want Mike Tomlin to either ask for a trade or ask for his release. You know, they don't want to do this the dirty way. They want to do this the cleanest way possible. But it looks like a lot of people believe that the Steelers might be getting ready to move on from Mike Tomlin, but they don't want to fire him. They might want to either have Mike Tomlin ask for his release, or like I said, maybe work a trade out with a different NFL team. But maybe Ben Roethlisberger saying this on his show maybe lets you know that maybe it's not just him just saying this by himself. Maybe the Rooneys told him to say this. Because a lot of people believe Mike Tomlin would be a good coach in the NCAA. So we'll see what happens. Penn State, you know, they still don't have a coach. A lot of people are wondering how they're gonna get hired as their coach. A lot of people are saying that maybe they're gonna go after one of the teams that are still playing this weekend for the conference championship, and that's why they haven't gone for a coach. We'll see what happens. But yeah, kind of weird that Penn State has not hired a coach. But anyways, the other stuff is some players got activated to see in the next 21 days if they can come back and play. Mike Evans, the receiver from Tampa Bay, has been activated. He has 21 days to try to come back. If he does not come back, he will be finished for the season. And same thing with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson has been activated. He has 21 days to be ready to play. If he's not ready to play, he will be finished for the season. A lot of people were surprised because they thought that coach Stan Stefanski said that for the rest of the season, we're just going to try to see what they had in Shedeur Sanders. But now today they decided to activate a 21-day on Deshaun Watson. So pretty interesting situation there. Everybody thought that they were kind of done with Deshaun Watson. Pretty interesting situation there. Deshaun Watson coming off a tear Achilles. And Mike Evans, I do believe he will be back eventually, man. I believe he will. I think the final one is Darius Slay has been signed by the Bills. Literally only was released 1 day ago, and now today signed with the Bills. So Darius Slay will be going to the Bills. We'll see how Darius Slay goes in the Bills, man. Justin Herbert's questionable with a hand injury. I think both Jaden Daniels and JJ McCarthy might play this week. So I think that's it for NFL news. Baseball news. I think there's like rumors going around that Kyle Schwarber could go to the Cincinnati Reds and that Kyle Tucker could go to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays just signed Dylan Cease, and now they're talking to Kyle Tucker. Blue Jays doing some stuff, man. Interesting to see what happens there. But a lot of rumors are slowly the hot stove. That shit is hot. Continues to heat up on a damn Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. I think expect to see a lot of a baseball activity as we're now in December and then in January, man. Especially with there's a World Baseball Classic this year. So teams are gonna probably want to get free agency done, so they can start. A lot of players are gonna probably start focusing on the World Baseball Classic, which I believe starts in March. Basketball, there are some stuff going around. Chris Paul has been released by the Clippers. Apparently, he and Ty Lue were having problems. Chris Paul did not like the way Ty Lue was managing the team, and he thought they needed to be better leadership. And it got really bad to the point where Coach Chris Paul and Tyronn Lue were not even talking to each other. And the president decided to have a conversation with Chris Paul and pretty much tell him it was best to part ways. And Chris Paul was released by the LA Clippers. Shocking about a few days ago, it was announced that it was gonna be his final season, and this was gonna be his retirement tour. So this kind of came out of nowhere. That Chris Paul has been released by the Clippers. Make you wonder what's next for Chris Paul. Um, I think he could be done playing. It's very possible. I think he's tired of moving around. I think his family lives in the LA area, so I don't think he's gonna want to move his family. And the Lakers are loaded with guards, so I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I think Chris Paul is finished. Unfortunately, this is how the way things end. Kind of a bad look for the Clippers after just announcing his retirement tour. A few days later, releasing him, man. They should have maybe known this was happening, man, and just released them. I don't know. But it's a crazy situation. But Chris Paul has been released by the LA Clippers due to off the floor stuff, arguing how the team should be managed with him and coach Ty Lue, excuse me. And then I think the final one for the NBA is Giannis. Apparently, he's getting frustrated with Milwaukee. I think there's going to be a meeting with him and his agent and a lot of executives with Milwaukee about what's the future for Giannis. The favorite team to land Giannis would be the New York Knicks. They would be the favorites. Today, I did scratch my ass and I didn't even have androids because a few minutes since starting into the game tonight with Detroit, Giannis went down with an injury. And I'm like, really? What a coincidence. Giannis, honestly, right as you're complaining and thinking about maybe asking for a trade, you get hurt. So maybe Giannis is finished, man, as far as being in Milwaukee, man. Today, man, it was a fun game. I actually watched it, 113-109. Milwaukee wins it. Pretty surprised. I thought Detroit was going to win this game, especially Giannis only played for a few minutes. But anyways, here we go. Thompson had 10 points. Tobias Harris had 20. Cade Cunningham had 17. And then for the Bucks, Giannis only played like 3 minutes. He did nothing. Mouse Turner had 9 points. Kevin Porter had 26. And then freaking Ryan Rollins had a 22. Bobby Portis had a 13. But good to see. I mean, Kevin Porter, right? He's back in the league. I think he was with Houston a few years ago and he was really doing good, and then he got in trouble. But now he's back in the league with Milwaukee. Is Kevin Porter. Excuse me. So like I said, 26 for Kevin Porter. Bobby Portis with 13, and AJ Green with 19, and Miles Turner with 9. Whatever. So it was a fun game for whatever it was worth. 113-109. Milwaukee wins it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that is it. Williamson is hurt again from the Pelicans. He just got back and now he's hurt again. Oh my Lord. Jesus Christ, man. So Williamson is hurt again from the Pelicans. Holy frijoles. Final one is WWE. Apparently Roman Reigns has told WWE he does not seem to really want to be a movie star and follow the footsteps of guys like John Cena, The Rock, Dave Bautista, and said he wants to be more involved with WWE. And now apparently they're planning, and I don't know how true this is. I think WWE sometimes messes with the media and they leak stuff and it's not even true. But apparently WWE's plans were to have Sami Zayn win the Royal Rumble at Saudi Arabia and then face Seth Rollins and beat him and become the new World Heavyweight Champion and have this moment, just like Bryan Danielson had his moment, just like Kofi Kingston had his moment, just like Cody Rhodes had his moment. They wanted Sami Zayn to have his moment. That was going to be apparently the big storyline for this WrestleMania, that Sami Zayn was going to have his moment and win the Royal Rumble and then beat Seth Rollins for the world title at WrestleMania. But now it has all changed because Roman Reigns said he does not want to, he's not into making movies that much and he wants to be more involved in WWE. And so now the belief is that he has told Paul Heyman to try to get him back. Obviously this is real life, guys, come on. Don't be pendejos. He has told Paul Heyman to get him back in the championship picture. And so Paul Heyman has been working with the creative team, obviously led by Triple H, Bruce Pritchard. And now the plan is, and I don't know how true this is for Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble and face Cody Rhodes and have Roman beat Cody Rhodes and become the new WWE champion. And they even said that they're even thinking as far as having Roman have it for a few months, and then at SummerSlam have Braun Breaker beat Roman Reigns, and finally put the championship on Braun Breaker. But I don't know, because isn't Braun Breaker scheduled to face CM Punk? Well, I don't know. Who knows? But apparently that's everything. All that came out today. I don't know how much of it is true. I think the only thing that could be true is that Roman Reigns doesn't want to make movies anymore, or at least not as much anymore, and he's going to be back a little bit more involved in WWE that they first had planned. But now apparently that's the plan for most of the year going forward for Roman Reigns, to win the Royal Rumble, then to win the WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes, and then maybe, like I said, even it goes too far as to have face Braun Breaker at SummerSlam and have Braun Breaker win it. And I don't know how true this is. You know how WWE sometimes they mess with people and they leak stuff that's not even true. So who knows how true this is, man. Anyways, guys, I think that's all the news for today, ladies and gentlemen. I think I said everything I needed to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day. I will be back tomorrow. Holla.